Okay, hi everyone. Let's conclude our series of demos on OSC apps. We looked at Touch OSC, Zig Sim, and we're going to close out with Zig Sim Pro, which is made by the same people as Zig Sim and ZigCam. This one is it's only like $4 or $5, so I think highly recommend this one. I'm not a paid spokesperson though. But get in touch with me, ZigSim people. I'd be happy to be paid to talk about your product because I think it's really great. So this, similar to ZigSim, it's got a lot of the same sensors. So all of the same sensors that ZigSim has. With the addition of, we've got the beacon thing down here. Most importantly are really these top three. So NDI, ARKit, or these top four, I should say, image detection, NFC reader, and you can't quite see it here. There's also an Apple Pencil here, which I don't have that hooked up, but we could hook that up. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to focus mostly on ARKit. NDI we'll talk about next week. It's essentially a protocol by a company called NewTek for streaming video over a network. Also really great. I'm using that here to show my phone screen. Image detection is I haven't worked with as much, so I need to kind of figure it out a little bit more, but it's using machine learning models to do detection on certain classes of objects. Face here being really interesting, but the ARKit functionality is much better for facial detection, so we're just going to use that. NFC reader, NFC stands for Near Field Communication. So this is also, maybe we can do like a video in the future on this. We can get little NFC tags and write essentially maybe URL data. A lot of people now are using like NFC tags inside business cards. So you can use an NFC reader app. You can download all kinds of different apps like NFC tools for a smartphone, or now ZigSim Pro. And if you just hold the reader app close to this tag, which is embedded in anything, then it'll automatically load a URL, or you can load an address on Google Maps, things like that. So it's a really cool sort of way to, similar to what a QR code might do, but it's kind of a step above a QR code that it can open up all kinds of different apps and actually it can run certain scripts to do certain things when the tag is read. But we're going to look at ARKit. And if let's go ahead and click here. You know what, for our purposes, mostly I'm not going to be shaking things like I was before, so I'm just going to get rid of that, and we're just going to look at our screen here. So it's 4 different tracking types. And again, if we look at the ZigSim GitHub here, we've got some documentation, which will kind of give you a little bit of a description. I think it could use a little bit more description, to be honest, but it gives a little overview. And just in general, what is ARKit? So this is a framework that is focusing on augmented reality. So it integrates. So this is really coming from the Apple development side of things, which is why we see here. So iOS supported, Android not supported, unfortunately. Integrating the device camera motion features to produce augmented reality experiences. And so you can read up more. This is on the developer apple.com site. So that's where this is coming from. So we can detect device, face, marker, body. For right now, we're just going to look at face and body. So maybe let's start with body and see what happens there. Feature points on or off. This is really, if we look up feature points, does this talk about feature points? Let's do ARKit feature points. So this is a part of just the framework of ARKit. So this is trying to figure out points representing parts of the camera image likely to be part of a real-world surface. So they're kind of guesses at trying to find planes in the camera image, which would be separate from tracking type body. So we're going to get points of the body there. Feature points would also give us points that it thinks are like a floor or a wall, something like that. So just to not make it more complicated than it needs to be right now, I'm going to turn that off. Let's do body. I already set up everything. So I've got my OSC in right here, correct IP address and all that stuff, which I've talked about before. That's all set. And I need to check that, and we can just start it. So with ZigSim Pro, we have a kind of cool extra little feature here. So we have all of our data. It's the same way that we saw all the data coming in from just the regular ZigSim app. Actually, it shows us here this position rotation. That's kind of already showing us the kind of accelerometer, quaternion stuff. But we can also, instead of just seeing the raw data here, hit the little camera icon in the upper right, and we see the actual hello, that's me, that's my hand, hello, that's us. Okay, we got infinite feedback here, and then we see the actual kind of video feed that we're looking at. So I don't have room here to do like a dance studio type of thing, but I have loaded up a little video. So if we can go over here. Okay, so I've got a little browser over here on the other monitor. This is a famous performance by Yvonne Rainer called Trio A. Actually, this version I think was called Convalescent Dance. And we can just kind of see at a glance. So it's already detecting body points, which you can see there. I'm going to hit play on the video. And try to zoom in a little bit. And we can see also in our OC there's lots of data points. All those joints. Maybe we could see all the kind of green dots. There's like so many body points that it's detecting, right? And the hands look a little bit off, but it's a little bit jerky, but this is a fairly kind of grainy video. It helps that it's it's got a very simple background. The color is a little washed out, so that probably makes it harder actually. But it's tracking it pretty good. You can see up there, even when her hands went out of the frame, it continued beyond the frame. So hands and arms seem pretty wild though. But just for a prototype, that looks pretty good, right? So again, we have all these channels in our OSC in, and it just becomes a similar thing of using your select chop, selecting the things that you want to work with, and then moving around content, doing some math chop, figuring out the range to get, if you want to visualize certain things, there'll be some tweaking to do to get the translates and the scales proper, but that looks pretty good, right? So that is the body feature of ARKit. And let me reset those. Okay. And so now let's go back in here and let's change it to face. Okay, so here's all the data. This is the cool part right here. If we so we see this, these are all the channels of data coming into our OSC in. We can hit this little camera icon, and there I am. Look. Hello. So we can kind of see at a glance. There we go. Really nice mesh, really tight mesh. The glasses don't throw it off. Follows the contours of your body, of your face pretty well. So let's see if we can actually view this and make this a little bit bigger. Okay, there we go. We can kind of see that. Can I zoom in? There we go. Okay. Similar thing. I just kind of middle clicked to get into that. So What other do we have? Face position, XYZ. We got face rotation, right? And XYZ. Face left eye position, which seems like it's not really moving that much. Right eye position. Those don't really seem to be looking too much. Face look at position. Cool. Blink, check this out. So blink left and blink right so it can tell the difference. So actually this is my, it's actually backwards. This is my left eye. That's my right eye. I think it kind of gets mirrored. You can kind of see on the other image here it's mirrored. I look down. I'm looking down, I'm looking up. Cool. I squint. Can I squint one eye and not the other one? It kind of looks, I feel like a pirate or something. Face eye wide. Look at that. Like surprise. That's very responsive. Jaw forward. Trying to move my jaw around. Jaw left, jaw right. Yeah, as I move that around, that's pretty responsive also. Jaw open. So even if I don't open my mouth, this jaw open changes. Face mouth close. So. So I guess as I move my jaw, but I still have my mouth closed, this kind of goes up. That's cool. Funnel? What? I'm not even sure what that is. It's kind of like puckers, like a kiss. Hello? So many cool channels here. Mouth right. Mouth left. Looks good. Okay. Smile. Or what if I'm just smiling on one side? Like I went to the dentist and this side is paralyzed, so I can just smile. Good. Frown. So. So those look pretty good. Face, mouth, dimple. Not really sure. Face, mouth, stretch. What if I go like that? Okay. Roll lower. I'm not even sure how to do that. It's like you have to go to like a clown college to be able to make all these expressions. Shrug. Face, mouth, press. Face, brow down. Here we go. So there's my eyebrow. Yeah, brow down, brow up. Now it's up. Now it's down. Now it's up. Now it's down. Face, cheek puff. Let's go on down here. Cheek puff. That seems pretty responsive. Okay, cool. What's a cheek squint? How do you squint your cheeks? I don't know. I'm not really sure how to do that. Nose sneer left and right. So I think that's kind of like a, yeah, there we go. And then tongue out. So that's pretty amazing. So I can open my mouth and the mouth open thing will go up, but tongue out only goes out when my tongue comes out. So super responsive. Lots and lots of channels of data. So like you can imagine so many cool things to do with this. And again, just using your select chop, funneling that into different ways. So maybe that's good for this demo. So again, at like $4 or $5, I think ZigSim Pro, really cool app. And so next video I'll actually show the kind of use case that I use this facial recognition for with ZigSim Pro. So check it out. Cool.